Good morning. DC Energy One with you. Just got a new MAKESKYBLUE. It's the 60 amp V119 with Wi-Fi. This is the unit. Took it out the box. This is the display on how it would look. Right now I have one hooked up outside, right? And I want to change this one out. The other one is 60 amp, but this is a new one. And I want to put these XT90s on them. I have the 60s on these. So I want to put the 90s. This is a 10 gauge. These are 12 gauge. And, just to put it, because I'm going to be putting some more solar panels up there. So I just want to have it ready. So this way, handling the extra wattage or amps, hopefully it won't be a problem. But just want to let you know what this display looks like up closely. That's the display right there. So you can see how that would look. All right. I know there's enough guys online, so everybody's kind of seen it already. And just stroll it up. Basically, you can see the parameters, see everything. It's easy to adjust. Right now, it's very cloudy, so I'm not really getting any. I'm only getting like this one I have about 700 watts up there, but it's very cloudy. It's raining outside, so that's what I'm pulling right now. 13.2 volts. I'm only getting 37.9 amps. 110 watts, 7.7 amps. So I ain't really pulling anything right now. See? But that's what happens when you got cloudy days. But I'm still getting something, so I'm not complaining. And this one just got it in from Ali, right? And the regular price on the 60 amps is like, I mean, they were going at like about 139, and now they're up to 145. But right now the shipping is outrageous. The shipping is about $55 into the US. And they ship with DHL. The service is not too bad right now. It's like about 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks. The tracking on it, the tracking got better, but you got to track it through AliExpress. And I see they improved it. Before, they wouldn't really give you a tracking, and you just kind of had to guess. And then after about a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden, you'll get a notice that is in the States and all that kind of stuff. So now it's a little bit better. So they track it, into the airport, in Hong Kong or wherever it comes in at, it's out of China. And then once it lands in your regional, so let's say if you're in the New York region and are coming to JFK, then the customer's been pretty good. They'll give you a tracking number so you can see when it lands, if it's holding customs and all of that good stuff, and get an idea on how long it's going to come out, so you're not sweating and all that kind of nonsense waiting for it. So I say they did improve that sort of service. Before, you just in the blind. All of a sudden, you know, you get ready to go somewhere and the truck comes up and says, here, oh, you know, you don't even know it's there. You don't even know you was getting it. So they did improve it. But what I'm going to do, I have put these 60s on, and I ordered some I ordered some XT 90s. So I wanted to get these on. So this way, I could put more water on it. I got it in there good, so let's get this in there. I squashed it in there. And the thing about it, these are 12 gauge, and I'm having a hard time getting it out. So imagine me trying to put the freaking 10 gauge in there. So they do they're look at the difference on this. Well, you know the difference. 10 and 12 is always going to be different, but look at that. See, a little bit thicker. Okay, so I want to put these in there. So, because I plan to be putting more wattage through this, you know, getting the heater and the air conditioning and all the other stuff, you know. See, look at that. It barely fits in there. Shit. And the good thing about these MAKESKYBLUE, they you know, they got 2 positive and then 2 negatives. So that's one of the cool things about it. That's one of the cool things about it. I know you see that power surge. I'm actually waiting for an inverter. The inverter that I have, it's not. It keeps surging when the refrigerator and stuff like that comes on. I think the other one, I have one coming, and hopefully it's supposed to be in today. And that's a 4,000 watt inverter, 6,000 watt surge. So hopefully that would take it. And yeah, it's from China. Everything is coming from China, so you know, even if it says a lot of it says U.S., most of the time it's coming out of that region. So you know, they're just making and rebranding the name and all that good stuff. But okay, see, that's why it's so big. I can't even get in there. So now let's get this right. So look at the holes on that thing. They're actually pretty big. But that 10 gauge wire, it's pretty big too. So sometimes it doesn't go in exactly right. You know. So the other thing is, what you can do, you know, is squash this thing down. Yeah, squash it down a little bit. Yeah, I'm setting this one up because I'm planning to pull out. I'm putting up some more panels. I'm planning to push a little bit more electricity through this thing. You know, I have a 12 volt system. So on these, you only can get like 7. I think it's 770 or something like that on the voltage, on the volts. See it surge again. Yeah, hopefully that'll be in today. And when that comes in, I'll be glad not to see those freaking lights flickering all the time. But sometimes it happens. Okay. Let's do something. Okay. What I decided to do, instead of changing the 60s, these XT60s, because most of my setup has all XT60s, so, and the XT90s, these are much bigger. These are 10 gauge, these are 12 gauge, but I would have to change all of the connectors, which I don't have enough. So at this time, I'm going to leave the 60s back on and just complete that whole socket up, that whole setup. Otherwise, I'll just be having to do the whole thing over. But what I would do, I'll put the 90s to the battery connection because I do have enough of those. So that's what I'm going to do right now. If I can get this up, there you go. Okay. And this was on another, you know, I had it going directly to the battery. So I'm just trying to make it much neater. I'll get that later. Yeah, so considering I have all my other charge controllers, everything's all set up, so there's no sense in just going out there and reinventing the wheel. I'm just gonna leave this for now. I got 12 gauges, they're working pretty good, so I just want to add another connection with it so I can put some more solar panels on top of it. This is 60 amps. This will hold up to I think it's 700 something. I'll show you in a second on the book. So I was going to redo it, but it's like it doesn't make sense right now. I have my other charge controller coming in. See how that works. The next time when I do the whole setup over, then maybe I'll do it with the XT90s. I thought they were the same size. I discovered when I got them in that they're not. So let me just get a better bite on this thing. They're much bigger, so I would have to change all of that stuff over. I'm not going to do that right now. Forget that. I got too much stuff to do. Let me just put this in a better bite. Okay. Okay, I'll go that way. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's good. That's good. Okay. So these are to the solar panels. So I can add some more solar panels on them. And then these will go to the batteries. And I may just put I'll put the X90s, if they don't give me a hard time going in there. I'll put them on the, I'll connect this to there. This 10 gauge barely fits in here. That's the only thing. It's like, forget it. It's a pain in the ass. So. See? Barely get a good fit. It'll fit a 12 pretty good, but a 10, and then the way they put the soldering on it, see that soldering? They make it so big, it's like it's hard to get past that. So, but I don't want to really break it because it keeps the wires in place, but I also want to, but I need to get it in there. What the heck? I mean, what do you do? Try this again. Nah, it's not pinching it that good. It's not great. I don't really like it. It's in there, but I don't really like it that well. But I'm going to do it for now. I'm going to have to. I hate to break the soldering on that. I don't know what's the big deal. They can't just make it a little bit. Okay. This is the minus. Let's get in there. See, much better without the soldering. Okay, cool. There you go. Oh, no, it ain't. See? You see that? I mean, this could be a nice unit if they just did those little things. Make these holes a little bit bigger and a place where you can just clamp it down and get a really good fit. I don't know what the heck is the big deal. They can't just spend a couple of pennies more. I mean, they charge you enough and then make it where you can put the a 10 gauge in there. I know they don't want to oversize it because people may put a higher gauge in there, but still. It's much better than the other MPP controllers out there. Forget it. They're even some of them are very small. Can't get nothing in there. But how they expect you to use the shit if you can't get the wires in there? I mean, come on, work with us. What the heck? You know? I think the sooner these guys figure it out, they know what they're doing. You know? See, look, it's not even a good grip on the thing. That's that shit. It's gonna probably slip out. See? Told you. You know. You know. You think the technicians would know this stuff? They doing it. They see what we're using it for. They know you got to hook up the wires on it. Put the hole big enough so you can freaking fit the wires on it. What the heck? It's ridiculous. Not rocket science. Yeah, I'm not a technician, I know. But at least I know this. I know that, you know, the hole is too small. It's not going to fit. You know? That's what she said. But, you got to still, you know, make it where it can attach. How you gonna use it then if you can't attach it? You know? Well, that's a whole lot. Let's see. Okay. Let's try this one. Let's try this hole. This hole looks good enough. Let's see what she says. Yeah, only kidding. Okay, a little better. I'm not happy with it, but shit. This one. Okay. Okay. That's for now. These two are for the solar input. This is going to be the battery connection. I ran out of the XT60, so I'm doing an X90 from the MPP to the battery. And these are. Did I put the freaking female? Okay, good. These are just much bigger. Okay, there you go. So that's going to look like that. So this will be all set up. So I'll put this on my next setup that I'm doing. It's all ready. Hopefully my other part will come in today, and this will be ready to rock and roll, as they say.